I'm Dave Ciderbaby for Rock Radio UK. Today I'm speaking to Van from Orchid Symmetry. Hello.
Hello, how you doing, Dave?
Not so bad. It's been a whole week and a bit since I last saw you.
It has, yeah. No, it's been a busy week as well, and it was good to get to Exe Rocks.
Yeah, thank you for opening for us. It was sort of like a last minute thing. One of the bands dropped out and you guys kindly jumped in. And to be honest, you're one of the best bands there.
That's
It, it was really, really good. We all looked at each other and thinking we should have been higher up the bill.
well, that's a hell of a compliment. So thank you. Like I said, it was just great to get the opportunity to play. To be honest, mate, and we've not really done many gigs in Exeter, so it was good to get up there.
Yeah, you certainly won over a few fans.
Oh, good. That's what we all aim to do.
So, basically, we're here to talk about the EP, which is coming out this Friday,
Yep, that's right.
Orchid Symmetry.
Yeah.
Go
So,
on, tell me.
yeah, sure. So, yeah, basically, we've the second single, Sadistic, dropped Friday just gone. Before that, the first single was Like the Sun, and this EP is kind of like we've been working to find our sound kind of thing. We have a lot of influences, like a lot of bands do, but getting our own sound has took like a couple of years for us, and we finally solidified that. So this EP is basically us,
Right.
as honest as it can be.
Okay. So, how long have you been together as a band?
So we got together in I think 2019. I think what you have to do is think, well, you've been together ages, you haven't done that much. But I think like everyone, COVID seems to have taken 2 years out of that.
Mm,
So it seemed we got together, and my background was very punk rock, and I'd been in a punk band in Leeds for quite a few years.
yeah.
The other guys was like indie, a bit grungy. So we trying to find a sound. It was a bit indie at first, and we was just starting to evolve. And then obviously COVID put ruin to that. When we come back, that's when things started to really like mold into shape, I think you could say.
Yeah. Okay. So that natural evolution, given that enforced break, shall we say, created the evolution of the sound to where you are now, then, really.
It is. I mean, perhaps it had a knock-on effect. Perhaps because our sound has been described as being quite dark, and I do try to write happy songs, but it always ends up going another direction. So maybe I'm taking that out on the old COVID. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. I mean, for me to describe you like a harder, heavier muse with almost a punkier edge, um, but heavier riffs as well.
Yeah. So we get. I used to take it as not an insult, but I used to get people who say, "Oh, you remind us of Muse. You remind us of Matt Bellamy," and there has to be some influence there because the
Mm,
drummer and myself and the bassist were all big Muse fans,
yeah.
especially the early Muse stuff. But again, I'm from a band where I used to just listen to like Rancid, Distillers.
Mm,
I'm a massive Hives fan as well, so I can't shake that raw aspect of punk away. And
mm.
then again, like yeah, there's just so many different influences in there, and the heavier stuff, obviously, again, like the riffs as well. It it's kind of blended together to make this mix, I think.
Yeah, well, it is rather good. I mean, seeing you live as well, I've got like both perspectives of the whole band.
Yeah.
The recorded EP I've been listening to, and the live version. Only heard you once, but my word, yeah. I mean, I've got to say, hearing it live as well just puts a whole new dimension on what you've written as well.
Yeah, thank you. So I think we used to when we started recording our songs, we didn't really put enough, I hate to say it, money into it. And
Mm,
the finished product never really did our live performance any justice, or that's what we was told.
mm.
But we've recently recorded at the Cave in Cornwall with a guy from the Velvet Hands called John, and he's a bit of a plug for him there. He's been absolutely instrumental, literally. He's been like a yeah, he's been so good in creating the sound that we've got now, which I think is doing us justice.
Right.
Because when we go on stage, I always say to the lads, I'm like, okay, look, we could stand there and play songs, but rather than just play songs, I want it to be an act. I want it to
Mm,
be a show rather than let's just stand there and, get it. We make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, but you want to kind of build the showmanship around it, even if it means jumping around and missing a few notes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well,
It's got to
that's right.
be,
Yeah, we've got to see a live band.
yeah, a live band in the raw, in the flesh. I mean, you don't expect perfection. If you go and hear the CD or the MP3 coming out of the PA in a live gig, then is it worth going?
Well, this is the thing, and I'll take it like so. I mean, like we've mentioned Muse before. I went to
Mm,
see him last year at Plymouth at Home Park, and it was extraordinary. It was fantastic. Not a single bum note, not a
mm,
single any mistake. I couldn't hear anything. And as a musician, you kind of listen for that. And as much as I enjoyed it, I kind of prefer a nice raw gig.
yeah,
And that's what we kind of tried to bring to it.
yeah. I mean, listening to the EP though as well, you have captured almost that essence of a rawness in a live gig. Put it on EP, give it a bit of a polish here and there, and yeah, it's well done, sir.
Thank you very much. That's good to hear. Thank you.
Okay. Right, you've got what, 5 tracks on the EP. I mean, if you had to pick two, which two would you pick?
Feeding the Wolves.
Right.
I When I wrote that song, I think I'd been watching a few zombie films. Okay,
Okay.
and this is going to sound daft, but I think it was 28 Days Later, and
Hmm.
the score for that film that Danny Boyle chose really added atmosphere to the film. It really made the film for
Yeah.
me. It was
Yeah.
the soundtrack. And when I wrote Feeding the Wolves and about the fear and facing your fears and stuff, the one thing I wanted to do was capture that feeling. I didn't want it to just be a song. I wanted it to really make the hair stand up on the back of your neck. So that was the first song for me. The second song, which is short, sweet, and very probably the heaviest song, is Lies That They Tell You.
Yeah.
Um, I've been told many times, don't get political, don't do it. There's too many bands doing political at the minute, and I'll leave that to them. But the lies that they tell you, you could put it in a lot of different contexts. You could use it in a lot of different situations for a lot of different things at the minute.
Yeah.
The main, feel of that song is you're just angry, you've had enough, and you want to let go and you want to get it out. And that for me was a release because I'm quite a coiled spring anyway. So
Hmm.
that really was a release for me. So yeah, they're the two songs for me: "Feeding the Wolves" and "Lies That They Tell You."
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to think. The Sadistic as well as the single, the latest single. I mean, that's quite a brutal song as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is, and I think, and I love Sadistic as well. And if you remember, we open a set with that as well because
Mm.
it's straight in there. And I think that one, there's a bit of Muse in it, there's a bit of this in it, and I even think that like I used to listen to Sum 41 back in the day, not so much the poppier stuff, but the metalier stuff.
All right. Okay.
And
I'll let you off of that then. Yeah.
I think it kind of, yeah. I think if you remember, like the album Chuck and that, when they got a bit more metally, it kind of
Mm,
bleeds into it a little bit. I think
yeah.
there's a little bit of that going in there. But again, Sadistic. Obviously, I won't go into what the context is about. We can get what it's about, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's another song that shows the energy. I think.
Yeah. Cannibal is quite an opener as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cannonball. So Cannonball, we did Metal for the Masters competition. And we do well. We never go in it to win it. We're not a metal band.
Mm,
We just ride on the cusp of metal, I think. So we get away with it. And when the first time we played it twice now, and the first time we come away, I kind of felt inspired with the metal. And it was a case of right, let's drop D, let's just get some chugging going on. And that
yeah.
song kind of, took inspiration from that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So the only track we haven't really spoken about is Like the Sun, I suppose, isn't it?
Which is probably not maybe not the sounding, but it's the darkest song of the album.
Mm,
It's yeah, so but like the sun, if you was to listen to the lyrics, which I won't repeat, but basically they make you feel that it's all about lust and all that kind of thing. When it's not, it's quite darker than that. it's about the comparison between lust and the lust of a killer, for instance.
Right.
So where you would, and I'm not, this is not from any experience, so I'm only just saying it, but I'm trying to encapsulate what it would feel like in comparison between the two subjects and whether they can be compared to each other, if you get me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the EP drops on the 5th of September.
Yeah.
Is it just going to be a streamed article, or are you gonna do physical copies and stuff like that? Or
Yeah, so we have a physical copy for sale, and we got it in HMV. It's been in there for a while. I'm a bit more old school thinking. I love a physical copy.
hmm.
One thing I want to do is get a vinyl done, but for my own benefit, because I don't think anyone's going to buy it. But yeah,
Well, I beg
I
to
think this.
differ, but yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe, but this one I think is going to be stream only. I may do a run of CDs for the shows because it's funny. A lot of people said to me, "Don't get CDs, don't get CDs," and I had this with the band as well. And I said, well, if the physical copy is there and
Mm,
they pay £3, which is nothing,
mm.
they've spent that money. They have an obligation then to at least put that in their CD player in their car.
Yep.
Whereas if you're streaming music and you're sharing your link and sharing your links, no one's obligated to press that link. They've not paid any money. They've got no, you know, so they're not going to listen to it. And I think sometimes having that physical copy, shove it in your face, you're going to listen to it because you've got it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's what I think.
I do agree to a certain extent because streaming links are very throwaway.
Oh, they are. And as much as and I've been pushing the social media, I hate it. I
Mm.
absolutely hate it. It's a godsend for some, but you can get so lost in the algorithms. And I just, I just want to write music and I don't want to be making funny parody videos and stuff like that. I just want to write music.
Yeah, I had an interview just before you with a band called Fortune Teller, and this is exactly what they were saying. They've got an album's worth of material, probably like yourself, you've got more material than the EP,
Yeah.
and it's having to actually plan it out
Yeah.
into social media content here, there, and everywhere, rather than just saying, "Here's a CD, play it."
I think a lot of musicians are feeling it. I speak to a lot of bands and I speak to a lot of people who play in bands and it's an exhausting process.
Mm,
If you think, for instance, I said to the band the other night, okay, I sat there and I put a post out, and by the time I rechecked my spelling and stuff, I think it took me like 20 minutes, put all these tags in it, and I
yeah,
put that 20 minutes of my time into putting one post out.
yeah,
That 20 minutes, I could have been sat on my guitar, coming up with a riff,
yeah,
doing something more productive. And doing a social, I think, eats into the productive time that you could be doing as a musician.
yeah, yeah.
But I know
But
it's a godsend for some, and for those, absolutely it works. But I'm just not patient enough.
you're old school, you're like me.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I suppose if you grow up with it, we're talking about the younger generations, the barely 20s and the
Yeah,
that kind of era. It's second nature,
it is.
and they can just go tap tap tap, post, and it's done,
Yeah, yeah.
and it reaches millions of people, and they're suddenly an internet influencer. Yet for us, from mid-20s onwards, it's a lot harder to do.
I've just reached that point where I think I said it the other day. Oh, I missed it in the early fat 2000s. I think I've just reached the line where I've now become a proper adult. I think. I
Surely
hate to say
not.
it. I, yeah, I will never be. I'll never call myself responsible. But I think I'm just getting to a point now where I'm starting to sound like my parents used to sound. So, oh, damn.
Almost a grumpy old man is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely, I am.
It's kids, that's what does it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh dear. Right, where can people find you? I assume you do have socials, obviously, because you've been
Yeah.
talking about it. So where
So,
can
under the name on Instagram, Orchid Symmetry, and they can find us on Facebook as well. Again, facebook.com, Orchid Symmetry. There's not many of us about. Um, we're on TikTok, of all things. So
Hmm.
again, you can just type Orchid Symmetry and come up with that. We our media's on Spotify, YouTube Music, all of the streaming services. Um, and yeah, we do post regularly. Or I try to post as regular as I can anyway, to keep people informed of what's going on and whether they want to hear it or not.
Uh, Talking about what is going on, I mean, once the EP drops, what is next?
Right. So we've just had a very busy week. So we had Exe Rocks,
Hmm.
we had the Soap Girls, which was fantastic. Uh, they're on their world tour at the minute, and they've just gone to Europe today, I think. And then we had a headline gig in Perranporth near us, a local gig.
Yeah.
So we haven't got too much live set in the diary at the minute. There's a couple of provisional gigs, maybe. I think at the Cobblestones in Bridgewater, which we do like to frequent.
Yeah.
But we have probably our next EP already something like it.
Okay.
So our aim basically now is to get back in there. We've got 3 or 4 songs that are wrote at the minute, and we want to look at getting into recording studio probably November, December.
Okay.
That way we can get things sussed out for the new year. The We've been a long time in recording the songs that we're just releasing now.
Yeah.
And in that process, we was already starting to feel the buzz about writing the next songs. So yeah, we kind of don't want to let it put a pause on it. We kind of just want to keep the momentum going.
Okay. Okay. Almost the B-side to that vinyl you're thinking about pressing.
I'm thinking, well, that was a 5-track EP. I'm thinking on the next thing we may do more. It depends when we
Okay.
go into there what we've got. There's a few things I want to do as well. So like I've got like an acoustic solo song,
Mm.
and maybe structure it more of an intermission. So we could be talking several songs on this next project.
Wow. So big things are happening then, really.
Well, I'd like to think so. Never count your chickens.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'll let you go because I know you've got a young family to look after. Um, Orchid Symmetry, the EP drops on Friday. You can get it everywhere. Go and find you guys live. Just speaking from personal experience, watching them open Exe Rocks the other day was just absolutely mind blowing. You set the bar so high for the other bands. It was almost
Thank you.
impossible for them to reach it, but some did, some equaled.
I'm sure plenty of them did. From what we heard, there was some very good bands that day, and yeah, we didn't get to stay as long as we could have. But for what we heard from the next band on from us as well, there was some very talented bands, and it was a pleasure to be in a mix of it all.
Wow, there was the pleasure was all ours. Honestly, you'll be back next year if I ever get the stress levels down again to manage to organise something again. But this interview is about you. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me tonight. I can't recommend your EP enough. If you're not going to see them live, go catch your CP. Just download it or stream it as many times as you like. You'll love it. Honestly, Van, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me tonight, and I wish you all the very best.
Absolute pleasure, Dave. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you very much.